Enrique. Okay, welcome everyone to the 30th Spanish-speaking Knowledge Seekers Workshop for Tuesday, September 29th, 2015. And we have a presentation by Victor here today, and Enrique as well. And let's go ahead with that.
Hello.
Hello.
You got a problem, Enrica. You need a Mexican flag circle on the other side of KFSI.
Okay.
Logo. Ask Vince to give it to you because we're producing all the logos ourselves.
Vince, okay.
So that we carry all the copyrights, nobody does it. Has to be in exact position. We put it, so ask for Vince for the flag of Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that for the next one.
Or if you want, we give you half flag of Mexico and we give you half flag of Spain because you're Spanish speaking. Then we cover both.
As you say.
I don't say. Maybe give you two circles next to each other.
Okay. We can do that. Now, okay, the presentation is going to be with text. The text is going to be in Spanish, and Victor is going to translate into English for you after he reads it in Spanish.
Okay, we are ready.
Okay, go ahead. Victor, adelante.
Hola a todos. Bueno, pues hoy traigo dos experimentos que he estado haciendo y quisiera compartirlos con ustedes.
Hello, everyone. Here I have a couple of experiments I've been doing, and I want to share them with you.
Bueno, en la primera diapositiva, tenemos la primera diapositiva.
First slide.
Este es un experimento donde estoy tratando de replicar la cabeza humana. En workshops anteriores se ha dicho que la estructura de la cabeza representa un reactor dinámico.
Okay. Here in this experiment, Victor is trying to replicate the structure of the human head, and he's emulating it in a plaster bell, because in past workshops it's been mentioned that the cranium works like a reflector of fields, like a dynamic reactor, being calcium the base and the union of the structure of life.
Bueno, mi idea es el hueso, usar el calcio como un elemento que simule la calavera de la cabeza. Se había dicho en los workshops que los huesos son los únicos que pueden reflejar ciertos campos que vienen del cerebro.
Tradúcelo tú directamente, Víctor. Dilo tú en inglés. Hello?
Do you want the next slide?
No, it's the same one. Víctor.
¿Sí?
¿Lo quieres traducir tú, por favor?
¿En qué parte vamos?
Aquí donde estás, no, estamos en la primera explicando que lo que sabes de los huesos, que son los únicos que pueden reflejar los campos.
Sí, solo una cosa, Rick, no puedo ver las diapositivas en Zoom.
Okay, Rick, Victor cannot watch the slides in Zoom. Háblale a Rick en inglés.
Rick, I don't can see the slide.
Can everybody else see the screen sharing okay?
Yes, I can see.
I'm not sure why he can't.
Selecciona la pantalla de Rick.
Okay. I can't.
You may have to restart the Zoom or something. I don't know. That's unusual.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Now I see.
Okay.
Okay, the
Good.
next slide.
Second snap, please. Okay, Victor is going to translate from now on himself.
Okay. Well, my idea is create like a bell of cast. The idea is that the cast, like the human bone, reflects the fields of the dynamic reactor in the inside. The idea is create a skin inside the surface of this half sphere. The next slide.
En español, en español.
Ok. Bueno, lo que estoy tratando de hacer con estas campanas de yeso es crear digamos, una media esfera que emule el cráneo de la cabeza del ser humano. Con esta intención lo que quiero es de que replicar la cabeza humana y que esta media esfera sea como una forma de rebotar los campos de cómo funciona la cabeza con el cerebro y el hueso. Si recordamos, por ejemplo, las radiografías, lo que podemos ver son los huesos, porque estos rebotan ciertos campos de los rayos X. Entonces, mi idea es emular esta misma estructura.
Okay.
Next slide.
Empieza en español,
Okay.
por favor.
Bueno, el proceso para crear esta campana se basa en una técnica de pintura en la que se hace el molde de yeso y en el proceso de cuando se está secando y haciendo duro toda el molde, se podría decir. Mientras está fresco se aplican los GANs en la superficie. Lo que pasa en este proceso es de que como en pintura, cualquier pigmento que se aplica a yeso mientras está secando, se hace parte de la superficie de la
pieza.
De la pieza. Okay. When in this process, what I do is I make the shape of the half sphere, and I make the piece of cast. The intention is when the half sphere is of cast is going to, when it's fresh, I apply the GANs in the surface of the cast. This make that the GANs, Enrique, si me puedes ayudar
Sí,
con
okay. By applying the GANs when the plaster is fresh, they become part of the structure of the piece. This is the painting technique that's used to call them fresh since the Middle Age in Italy. So it is very interesting. Adelante, sí.
Okay, next. Well, I am trying to make different forms of doing this, different mixtures of GANs, nano, dry, and trying to make some process perfection this kind of process.
Yeah. Ponte tranquilo, hablo en español, tenemos mucho tiempo.
Así es que se me van los conceptos.
Sí, yo te lo voy a recordar.
Gracias. Y bueno, las preguntas, next slide.
No, estoy haciendo diferentes procesos, dice Víctor, para perfeccionar esta técnica con diferentes mezclas. Aquí pueden ver que tiene varias piezas, unas muy bonitas. Ok, next slide. Thank you. Here come some questions. Rick, next slide, please.
Y bueno,
Español primero, muy bien.
bueno, en esta tengo unas preguntas. Y la primera sería que si a la hora que estoy usando yeso en esta campana, se estaría creando una especie de filtro para los campos del reactor dinámico que está dentro. Y si este método funciona para crear presión plasmática dentro del reactor, ya sería esto crear una campana y cerrar completamente el reactor dinámico adentro, ¿no?
Ajá.
¿Sí me ayudas, Rick? Enrique.
Sí, no, pero sí, falta una pregunta.
Ah, me sigo. Y bueno, la otra pregunta es si el yeso funciona para crear una resistencia de los campos. O sea, si en el caso de los reactores dinámicos tenemos la misma situación que pasa con el hueso, ¿no? Yo intuyo que el hueso tiene una estructura que ya está en estado GANS.
Okay.
Ya son nanomateriales. Pero me interesa saber si a la hora que uso el yeso, estoy creando, digamos, usando el calcio del yeso que está conformado principalmente, actúa de esta forma, y si la piel de GANS que se está aplicando ayuda para crear esta especie de rebote de campos, ¿no?
Okay. Okay, Mr. Keshe, the question is if by using this type of plaster bell, it is being created a filter for the fields of the reactors which would be forming inside, and if it could work as a method for creating pressure in the plasma. So this is the first question. Would it work as a reactor? This is the question. Second question is the plaster functioning as a resistance for the fields that are irradiated by the reactor? So with the GANs embedded in the plaster, is it a form of replicate what is being done in the other spheres, metal spheres or plastic spheres that are being used? He wants to know if this is possible to consider this a working and efficient reactor by using the calcium that is in the plaster. And the third question is if this method could function for creating a telepathic reactor or of instant communication. These are the three questions of Victor. Okay, Mr. Keshe?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to answer you one by one. There is no difference between the reactors you built and the other reactors we've seen. It has created a function of, with a copper, we put a filter at copper level strength. With this now is a calcium filter strength.
Yes.
It would have been nicer, it would have been closer to reality if the coating was a CO2 gas, not copper oxide. If you have tried to replicate the work of the brain, we don't see as such copper oxide. GANS, the structure of the brain is white, creamish, which is in line with CO2 and zinc oxide GANS level. So maybe if you can make another one and line it with a nano coating of the copper oxide, what they call it, CO2 zinc, will be closer to what do you call it, to the working of the brain.
Okay. Excuse me. Can you repeat a part of the lining that he should use?
The lining which you use as a copper oxide is
Copper
not in line with the structure of the brain. So
Okay.
you have to understand, if you're replicating, everything has to be near enough close to. In the brain of the man, we have CO2 and zinc, very little copper, if there is any. And so your layer coating, the green should be white, which is a dry or a paste of CO2 zinc GaNs. That's the correction you need. And if you have put such an imitation with the calcium and the copper oxide, you have brought in the limitation of the muscle tissue matter state of GaNs.
Oh, I see. Fine.
This is the at least this is what I think. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I hope I'm right.
It sounds like that. Okay, let me translate. Nos dice el señor Keshe, Victoria, ¿lo entendiste? Que lo que se está haciendo, lo que estás haciendo con estas formas, no es suficientemente cercano a la realidad, porque estás usando, se están usando GaNs de cobre, y lo que se tiene en la realidad, en el cuerpo humano, en la cabeza humana, es que se usan, sería usando CO2, GaNs de CO2, y que no estuviera en blanco el casco, digamos. Que si se hace con GaNs de cobre, como los tienes tú, se parece más a la estructura de un músculo que el de un hueso. Entonces van a resultar cosas que no son lo que se pretende, que sería apropiado entonces hacer uno más, uno nuevo, pero que estuviera recubierto no con óxido de cobre, sino con CO2 y con zinc, que eso es lo que se tiene. Dice que, pues, parece que no lo ha visto en otros lados, pero sí le parece que eso podría funcionar. Esa es la invitación, a hacer uno más parecido a lo que sería el funcionamiento del cráneo. ¿Es correcto, Víctor?
Sí, sí, sí.
Muy bien.
Okay. The last question.
¿Quieres que la haga yo?
Por favor.
Okay, well, let's say this, Mr. Keshe, Victor wants to know if, with this idea in mind, if following your directions for the new one, with this method, would work for creating a telepathic reactor, or so-called for instant communication, or maybe this one. That is the question.
The answer, if you do the conversion, possibly this way, remotely. The instant communication, what do you want to communicate?
Okay. ¿Qué quieres comunicar, Víctor? ¿Qué sería lo que quisieras comunicar?
Well, I think in the instant communication, the talk, una forma de pensamiento telepático, o sea, sería
telepathic thought form would be what?
Let me explain to you, maybe you got to understand what the modality of the telepathic is.
Okay.
Nos va a explicar el señor Keshe cómo es el modelo de telepatía.
Telepathic is not only transferring the information at the emotion level, it's at the physical level too. So You got to find out the way you are doing it, you are maybe touching the physicality. Where is the emotional part? If you are transferring knowledge like a beacon, non-verbal communication, what are you sending that you expect to receive back? I think maybe you're in the right track, but you have to extend it a little bit further.
Okay. I will translate. Nos dice el señor Keshe que explicándonos el proceso de la telepatía, que dice que cuando se usa la telepatía no solamente se manda información, sino que también participa la parte física, la fisicalidad. Entonces eso hace que intervenga inmediatamente el cuerpo emocional. Entonces el proceso es enviar esta onda, esta información y se espera que pueda ser regresada y que eso que lo tome en cuenta, que el diseño está muy interesante, pues, o que está cercano, pero que habría que expandir un poco el alcance de esta similaridad que se está logrando. Esa es la recomendación que nos dice. Víctor, ¿estás de acuerdo?
Sí, solo tengo una última pregunta acerca de este experimento.
Todas.
Y bueno, si esta campana que se está haciendo de yeso, podría funcionar como una alternativa para crear una presión plasmática como sustituto del cobre.
Pregúntalo tú en inglés.
Se me van un poco los conceptos, si me puedes ayudar.
Okay, sí. Victor is asking you, Mr. Keshe, if this idea of using the plaster helmet could be an alternative use for creating pressure on the what? On the plasma. In the plasma. This is the first doubt. Is he in an interesting path, or it is a pretension that is not well fundamented?
Like a substitute of copper.
Yeah, instead of using copper.
Can you repeat it in one sentence?
Yes. Is it nice and a valid alternative, this idea of using the plaster helmet instead of copper for creating this the pressure on the plasma? Or
which plasma? Where is your plasma?
¿Dónde está tu plasma? Dice.
Well, I'm thinking if to create a plasmatic pressure in a reactor inside of the half sphere. And my question is if this is the half sphere of gas with GANs help to create the plasma pressure around the reactor, like a spring reactor or a ping pong reactor.
I don't understand. I'm trying hard to imagine, but maybe it's too late in the afternoon. My imagination has died off.
Well, I think he's asking if this is a appropriate way of also creating a plasmatic field by using
you see, you have created a dome which carries gravitational magnetic field of the GANs of what you put on. You create a field. It's sequentially happen. You can't do anything with it. But what are you going to do with it? What's the purpose? If you put this on your head, you most probably die. I tell you, don't even go in that territory to put it on your head. Because we know the gravitational magnetic field of the copper is so stronger that in creating the balance, it takes energy from the neural system of the brain.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Don't even tempt this. Maybe you try it. I mean, if you got a spare life, you're quite welcome.
Okay.
But you have to understand the process, what you're doing.
Okay, I will translate.
Okay.
I tell you what, if you have the agreement of the soul of a fish or a little frog, fill up the container and put the frog in it and see how long it lasts. Very few minutes.
This is with copper oxide.
Yes, because the brain of the, you want to use it as a helmet, you tell me it's the structure of the calcium of the head of the man, the skull. So you are putting an energy system which in its gravitational field is much stronger than the gravitational field of the CO2 or the zinc in the brain. What do you expect?
Mm,
Yes.
a big
Logic is a very good thing when it comes to plasma.
Ok. ¿Lo entendiste, Víctor?
Sí, 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 lo entendí.
¿Quieres repetirlo en español? Porque yo no lo entendí bien.
Bueno, Mr. Keshe me estaba respondiendo y dice que hay un problema al usar esta media esfera de yeso cuando se usa óxido de cobre. El óxido de cobre me dice que no puedo, por ejemplo, no podría usar esta media esfera y ponérmela como sombrero o poner a un animal vivo debajo de ella porque mataría a una rana, a un pez que estuviera dentro y eso podría pasarlo si lo usáramos como
casco.
Como casco. Me dice que en lugar de óxido de cobre, lo ideal sería usar
CO2.
dióxido de carbono o óxido de zinc, porque esa es la forma en la que está creada el cráneo humano y el cerebro. Está la parte gravitacional y emocional está ligada al zinc.
Sí, nos dice algo interesante, me pareció que dice, creaste ya un domo y cuando se hace un domo se crean campos magnéticos y gravitacionales en su espacio. Pero dice, pero ¿para qué lo quieres? Si le pones el cobre, pues te va a hacer daño porque es más poderoso el cobre que lo que está los campos del cerebro. Vamos a ver. Está muy interesante. ¿Alguna otra duda, querido Víctor?
No, just this half sphere is not for the human head, is for a dynamic reactor, and the intention is that this dynamic reactor is like the human brain.
Stop. So we got to go in the right way. You say you want to use this for telepathic.
Yes.
In one way, yes.
You have to follow the way what telepathic means, in what way you transfer information. You use a copper oxide, which means sort of muscle tissue transferation of energy and information.
Yes.
So this does not go in telepathy, so we have to stop the whole thing.
Okay.
If you go to use it as a reactor, which you want to rotate it at whatever speed, centrifuge the energy with the water and whatever, it's a different proposal. In the questions you put to us, to me as a layman, it does not follow the rules of the communication.
Okay.
Okay.
Start on a zinc CO2 level, which is carrying the information of the emotion and its conversion to physicality when you receive. And this copper oxide, the way you've done it, if you're going to put it on your head or use it for whatever, I think needs a little bit of deeper understanding, or at least you have to enlighten us in what you understand that we don't see.
Okay. ¿Lo quieres traducir tú, Víctor?
Bueno, está diciendo Mr. Keshe que para crear una comunicación universal o instantánea, en el óxido de cobre, como ya nos dijo, no es el camino. Tendría que ser dióxido de carbono, zinc. Entonces dice que se necesita tener un entendimiento más profundo acerca de esto y seguir elaborando.
Okay. Okay, que así, yo entendí también esto y que así como está la situación.
Let me tell you something. You're not on the wrong track, but you've chosen the wrong material.
Okay.
You have to restructure it.
Okay, I'm going to do. It's cheaper. The cost is cheaper. I make a lot of things. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Nos dice el señor Keshe que no está equivocada la ruta, solamente son los materiales inadecuados. Pero el tema es válido y no es como pensábamos para un uso sobre la cabeza necesariamente, sino el tema de la comunicación universal instantánea es importante y que si es para generar nada más plasma girando a cualquier velocidad, también hay que rediseñar, vamos a decir, o refinar el diseño, no rediseñar, refinar el diseño para que funcione. ¿Estás de acuerdo, Víctor?
Sí,
Okay.
Seguimos con el siguiente.
Okay, next slide, please, Rick. This is the second experiment of Victor's.
Bueno, este es otro experimento en una formación estrella, donde estoy tomando el diseño de la formación estrella que hizo Arman, donde alcanzaron 129 teslas hace ya algún tiempo. Bueno, la idea era usar, en ese diseño tenían una barra de cobre en el centro, nanocubierta, que era la que sostenía el reactor superior. En algún momento se mencionó que esta barra iba a ser un método para absorber para drenar la energía del plasma libre que se forma dentro de la formación estrella. Well, this is another experiment. This is based on the experiment when you achieve
129.
100 and when
29 Teslas.
Yes,
Okay. Go ahead.
And she say in other workshops that in this design they have a bar of copper in the middle of the star formation, and she mentioned that this bar is going to be useful to drain energy of the star formation and the free plasma in the middle of the reactors. Next slide. Y bueno, de lo que se trata es de que estoy usando la barra de cobre y la intención es crear la estructura de un reactor de espirales. La barra de cobre del centro estaría posicionada donde se forma el plasma libre. y tendría una espiral que estaría conectada de forma gravitacional. Well, the intention of this copper bar is to position in the free plasma, and the structure is going to be like a dynamic reactor of spirals, having one gravitational connection.
Why haven't you nano coated that copper white?
It's going to be nanocoat. Just I am playing with different designs.
You see, let me explain why I tell you nano coated. You have released the plasma energy and then you bring it back to the matter level. It doesn't work.
Oh, no. All is going to be nanocoat.
Nano coated, okay. Carry on.
Okay. Next slide.
¿Y de la malla no dices nada?
Ah, sí, en esta.
Ok.
Bueno, el diseño de este método de drenar está basado en los reactores de espirales. La barra tendría una conexión gravitacional y la parte magnética de alrededor la estaría sustituyendo por la malla de gallinero, que es el centro es hierro y está forrada con zinc, es lo que llamamos bueno, es la malla de gallinero.
Así está bien. Chicken
no,
mesh.
Tiene un nombre.
Chicken mesh, bueno.
Bueno.
It's a good idea, but try to do it.
Yes, I'm going to do it.
No, sorry, I was answering to Ali.
Okay.
Sorry, but he was trying to explain.
Okay. Well, this column of copper is trying to have the same structure of the gravitational part of the dynamic reactors of springs. One is the spiral gravitational, feeding the middle bar, like in a loop, and the outside, the magnetical part of this reactor or this part of is going to be chicken mesh. This is the magnetical part of one dynamic reactor of like the newest reactors of springs. All this going to be nanocoat, and the idea is the same like the middle bar in the other experiment, but making the connections like the rings of spirals that that place it in the top of the power unit. Just in this case, I want to position this structure where the free plasma is. I have experience when I have cells of GANs and just approach to one reactor and the energy goes up. So I'm thinking if the proximity of the cells is conditioned the voltage, maybe the free plasma is the place where I can take some energy.
Okay. And do you want to ask something or add something? Digo, ¿quieres añadir algo?
Well, no, era todo, okay. Y solo si me puedan iluminar en esto.
Okay, díselo al señor Keshe.
Well, this is all. It's just if you can help me in this.
In what sense do you need help? If I was you, I won't use the stick. the one on the left. If I was you, I use the coil on the right. If I was you, I would not use the mesh. And if I was you, I stick the little brush in the center of the coil on the right. Keep one as gravitational and the other one as magnetical. And if you nano coat it and connect the top of the one on the right to the bottom of the one on the left, you might see a very bright light in the center of the left-hand side one. 99% you will see the light if you get it right. Because the one on the right, the coil, a spin coil, will create a differential gradient between the fields which are in center compared to the out. And as you receive 3 different field forces from the 3 base reactors and 1 for the top, you will create a dynamic flow plasma which leads to creation of light with one of the 3 cores. Or maybe on the top pole, the north pole with the top core. You have to nano coat it in a non-material thing. So you cannot use caustic. Using caustic, then you create your own problem. You got to use heating or electric or a plasmatic coating. No salt. Salt doesn't create.
Fine.
It has to be non-matter state nano coating. If you do a matter state like using caustic, then you'll find out the elements in the caustic will cause you problem. You will not get anything. So if you're coating, use a heating coating or use a current coating in achieving the material. And then you should see at least somewhere, if you get the loading of your reactors right, a different combination of light emerging from the center of the core.
Wow. How interesting.
Okay.
¿Quieres traducir el comentario, por favor?
Bueno, me perdí por el audio en un poco, pero por lo que entendí es, me está explicando que usando, es lo que no alcancé a escuchar, de usar una parte de la barra y luego de las espirales, que lo voy a checar más adelante.
Yo entendí que te decía que él no usaría la barra, ni usaría la malla, sino que usaría la espiral de la derecha. Esa es la que él... Ok, adelante.
Y bueno, me decía que si posicionaba esto en el centro, lo más seguro es de que habría luz. Yo creo que es por la fricción de los campos del plasma libre y lo del reactor de espirales.
Exacto.
Y que no usar una nanocobertura con cáustica, sino que fuera más con electricidad o fuego o plasmática.
Porque
porque la cáustica sería una cobertura más a nivel material, ¿no?
Exacto, exacto. Y eso ya no lo permite funcionar como se quiere.
Ajá, sí.
Ah, qué interesante, ¿eh?
Ok.
¿Algo más que quieras añadir?
No.
Damos las gracias. Dices ahí, gracias.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Keshe, this is all. It's been extremely interesting and useful.
Don't forget to change your logo.
Okay, I will. I will ask Vince to send me what you say, and I'm going to put both flags, the one from Spain and the one of Mexico. This is what I understood. Is that right?
Can put three, one on one side. We can't do. We have only a space on the left. So find a way.
Okay. On the right, what? Which one?
Spanish, not Mexican.
Okay, Mexican and Spain at the left. Fine. Very well. You'll see.
Go away from nationality into the language, which is easier. Now we travel all over the world with the same language.
Yeah, that's right. And it is the only workshop for all Spanish-speaking people. That is great. We agree. Very well. Thank you very much again, Mr. Keshe. Thank you, Rick. Thank you,
Thanks for
everybody.
enlightening us as usual.
I thank you very much.
Can we have the guy, what's his name? I can't remember names.
Victor?
Who showed us the agriculture.
Oh, David.
Yeah.
Yes, you want to have him in the next one? Or
Yeah.
he is doing, he's planting now. We were in touch yesterday, and he's now planting different species of plants, and well, that's it. He's in the third stage of his big experiment. Do you want him in your workshop, or
what we want to do? We want to set up a team for agriculture. Now we have the research center. We can place somebody here in Valletta. We have the accommodation, because now we want to go into research and development, or a spin-offs that we can, as a spin-off, we can develop and share the knowledge with the public without to commercialize. So we need him, like him, and a couple of other people who are in agriculture to join us to develop this position.
It's okay. We already have a group of our own in different parts of Mexico, and we just decided yesterday.
We need to set up an agriculture section with the Chinese, with the Africans, with the Mexicans, with the Europeans, that we start seeing in what way what we see and how we can share the knowledge rapidly in agriculture development.
Okay, we had planned to come up with a video of agriculture in Spanish, explaining all the experiences of David and the other people in Mexico. We decided to come up with a video. We are going to design it, and well, just to let you know, I will see that David meets you perhaps in Skype, or do you want him to?
We got to set up a system, a group for agriculture.
Yeah, you let us know.
Pardon?
You let us know when it is going to be a meeting or something.
Yesterday.
Today.
It means you're too late already, so you better start as fast as you can.
Okay, but what does he have to do? We
don't know. We got people who are expert in agriculture. Bring them together and see what they can add to the knowledge of our agriculture.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that, but I want to know if what do I have to say to David if he should go to a meeting in Skype or.
More or less, we got to put people together and let them share knowledge, and whatever they learn, they teach us or they advise us, and
fine.
As we share with the rest of humanity.
Okay, but yeah. David doesn't have to be in a place you're not expecting.
No, we don't need. We stop moving people.
Fine. Count on.
And they stop using only English, so different languages can be used as long as the knowledge is shared.
Okay, David speaks beautiful English, so there's no problem.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you indeed. Thank you. Thanks, Rick. Thanks, Vince.
Thanks, Mr. Keshe and Enrique.
twins.
Goodbye. Thank you, Rick, very, very much.
Okay, take care, Enrique.
See you tomorrow morning.
Yes, and that ends today's Spanish-speaking knowledge seekers workshop for Tuesday, September 29th, 2015. And thank you, everybody, for attending.